Okay, Argentina's 2026 squad is terrifying. Seriously, we need to talk calmly about what Argentina is building for 2026. Because this roster, this version of La Albiceleste, is not normal. The reigning World Cup champions, the back-to-back Copa America winners, the team that rewrote the history of South American football, and somehow, they're getting even stronger. While the world celebrates their past glory, Argentina is quietly assembling the most dangerous national team on the planet. And if you think I'm exaggerating, it's because you haven't been paying attention. This is the team chasing immortality. The team that wants to achieve what no national team in football history has ever achieved. Back-to-back World Cups and back-to-back continental titles. Spain couldn't do it. Brazil couldn't do it. Not even Pelé's legendary sides pulled this off. But Argentina, 2026? They have something different, something terrifying, a perfect mix of battle-tested champions and explosive young talent, all led by the greatest of all time in his final dance. Let's break down exactly why this Argentina team is not normal. To understand why Argentina 2026 is so dangerous, we have to talk about what Lionel Scaloni built from absolute chaos. Remember Russia 2018? The disaster, the embarrassment, the collapse that left Argentine football in ruins. Scaloni arrived as a complete unknown, an interim coach, a gamble, a last resort. And from that uncertainty, he built an empire. He brought Di Maria, Otamendi, and De Paul back to life. He brought Messi's joy back, and he discovered names that were invisible to everyone else. Dibu Martinez, Cuti Romero, Lisandro Martinez, Enzo Fernandez, Alexis McAllister, Julian Alvarez. First came the 2021 Copa America at the Maracanã, ending a 28-year trophy drought and giving Messi his first major senior title. Then came the Finalissima at Wembley, a brutal 3-0 demolition of Italy. And then the crown jewel, Qatar 2022, the most dramatic World Cup final in history. But here's the scary part. They didn't stop there. In 2024, they reclaimed South America again, winning another Copa with Lautaro as the extra-time hero. And the most terrifying part? They didn't freeze in past glory. They evolved, they modernized, they injected fresh blood into a dynasty that already knew how to win everything. Nico Paz, Alejandro Garnacho, Thiago Almada, Valentin Carboni, a new wave of talent reinforcing a core still led by Lionel Messi. Argentina has only one objective left, complete football. And the 2026 squad is not normal. Let's talk numbers. Because Argentina's dominance isn't just impressive, it's historic. Under Scaloni, this team produced a 36-match unbeaten run, the longest in Argentina's history, surpassing the legendary 1990s cycle that stood untouched for decades. In World Cup qualifiers, they've been unstoppable. 25 straight matches without defeat, the third longest streak in qualifying history. And when that run finally ended, they immediately broke another record, 11 straight-away matches without losing. But this is where it gets serious. They started winning in places where Argentina had suffered for decades. They won in Bolivia after 15 years, in Peru after 16, in Venezuela after 14, in Uruguay after 12. And then came March 25, 2025, the day Argentina scored 4 goals against Brazil for the first time ever in World Cup qualifying. A 4-1 demolition at the Monumental that secured early qualification and sent a message to the entire world. This isn't just a team that wins. This is a team that breaks every barrier in front of it. A team that rewrites the rules of South American football. And defensively? For the first time in history, Argentina completed 3 consecutive away qualifiers without conceding a single goal. A wall anchored by Dibu Martinez and Cuti Romero that opponents simply can't break through. But statistics don't win. World Cups. Mentality does. And this Argentina team has forged an unbreakable heart. Think about Dibu Martinez, the penalty emperor who gets into opponents' heads before they even shoot. The man who made that impossible save against Kolo Muani in the last second of the World Cup final. Think about Cuti Romero, who came in to neutralize Mbappe in the biggest match of his life. Or Montiel, taking the penalty that ended 36 years of waiting with the entire nation on his shoulders. Di Maria, scoring in every final like he was born for the biggest stages. Lautaro Martinez, delivering in extra time when it mattered most. McAllister, De Paul, Enzo Fernandez tearing Brazil apart. Argentina didn't just win trophies, they built a team of captains, leaders who would die for the badge. And above them all stands Lionel Messi. 196 matches, 115 goals. The soul of the Scaloneta, the man who finally conquered his destiny in Brazil, and now wants to write one more legendary chapter. This core of champions has one final mission, the back-to-back, the achievement no national team has ever accomplished, and they have the squad to do it. Now let's break down the actual 2026 squad, position by position, because this is where Argentina becomes truly frightening. Emiliano Martinez, 34 years old, arrives as the undisputed number one. He's lived between heaven and hell all season with Aston Villa, but with the Argentina shirt, he becomes unbreakable. And in penalty shootouts, there is no one better in world football. He's the best penalty-stopping goalkeeper alive. In defense, Cuti Romero is the best center back in the entire CONMEBOL region. At 28, he's a monster in duels, a leader at the back, and the definition of perfect timing. He knows exactly when to slide, when to press, when to wait. And the result is always the same. He wins the ball. Otamendi remains a trusted option thanks to his experience and leadership. Tagliafico brings security and elite defensive awareness. And Nahuel Molina at right back, now 29, arrives in great form with Atletico de Madrid, known for his forward runs, but grounded in defensive discipline. Midfield is where Argentina's rhythm begins and ends, and Enzo Fernandez is the engine that runs it all. No longer the youngest in the group, the Chelsea midfielder arrives more complete, more mature, and more dangerous. Technically, he's one of the most gifted number 8s heading into the World Cup. Elite long passing, brilliant tempo control, and now added goal-scoring power. His goal against Brazil showed everything. He drove from midfield with authority, broke inside, combined with Julian and DePaul, stayed floating in the box, and finished with ruthless precision. His ability to appear exactly where danger is born is world-class. Alexis McAllister is the perfect balance. A Liverpool midfielder in the best form of his career, with improved mid-range shooting and elite goal instinct. He understands space, better than almost anyone in the squad, and shows up between the lines with immaculate timing. And then there's Rodrigo de Paul, the heartbeat, the warrior who never stops running. Now at Inter Miami, he remains untouchable in Scaloni's 11 because of his intensity, his ball winning, and his leadership. Up front, Julian Alvarez will be Argentina's number 9 without debate. His evolution at Atletico de Madrid has been outrageous. Now a free kick specialist, a hybrid forward who can occupy any attacking zone, and one of the smartest strikers in Europe. His movement in the box, always right on the edge of the offside line, makes him lethal. His ability to play as a winger, a striker, or a second striker gives Scaloni enormous tactical flexibility. And then there's Lionel Messi. Anyone who thinks the 38-year-old is less dangerous than in 2022 is simply wrong. Messi is having a season of 70 goal contributions, 44 goals and 26 assists, leading MLS in goals with 35, in assists with 21, and still breaking world records. His dribbling remains lethal, his long-range shooting untouched, and his decision-making the best in the world. Messi arrives in 2026 in extraordinary form, ready for his final dance. But here comes the secret weapon, the young blood. Thiago Almada has become one of the revelations of the cycle. His goal against Uruguay, his assist to Alvarez against Chile, his late equalizer versus Colombia earned him massive ovations. Since moving to Europe with Atletico de Madrid, he's entered a different rhythm, and Scaloni rewarded him. In recent qualifiers, only Julian Alvarez has been involved in more goals than Almada. Nico Paz brings elegant technique, sharp first touches, and a thunderous long-range strike. Alejandro Garnacho offers agility, tight space dribbling, and the final pass of a top creator. Valentin Carboni adds crisp technique and a creative burst. This isn't a team relying only on past glory. This is a perfect blend of champions who know how to win and young lions hungry to prove themselves. So, what does all this mean for 2026? Argentina enters the World Cup with the deepest squad in the Americas. The best penalty goalkeeper on earth, the greatest creator of his era, one of the strongest defenses in the tournament, a dynamic midfield, and a forward line full of goals, intensity, and intelligence. They're not arriving to participate, they're arriving to dominate. The 2026 World Cup will be historic. 48 teams, 3 host nations, the United States, Mexico, and Canada. And it will be Messi's grand farewell, his last chapter in the sky blue and white stripes. But this time, unlike 2022, he's not carrying the team on his back. He's leading a super squad, a team built to his taste. Players who may not always shine with their clubs, but transform the moment they wear the Argentina shirt. If they stay healthy, if they maintain this form, Argentina is a clear favorite to fight for the 2026 Finalissima, the 2026 World Cup. Back-to-back continental titles, back-to-back World Cups, what no national team in history has ever accomplished. Spain tried and failed. Brazil tried and failed. Germany tried and failed. But this Argentina, they have the mentality, they have the talent, they have the system, they have the legend leading them. There's something poetic about this moment, almost mythical. Argentina arrived at Qatar 2022 as a team chasing redemption. Now they arrive at 2026 as a team chasing immortality, the generation that ended 28 years of heartbreak, the generation that gave Messi his World Cup, the generation that broke every South American record. Now they want to cement their legacy as the greatest national team of all time. And with Messi at 38, preparing for his final dance, surrounded by the strongest squad Argentina has ever assembled, this isn't just about winning another trophy. This is about destiny. This is about a team that rewrote history once, and now wants to do it again. This is about proving that dynasties don't just survive, they evolve. The Argentina national team of 2026 is not normal. It's terrifying. They're a team of champions, leaders, and legends, reinforced by the best young talent in South America, all united by one mission. And the world is about to find out why you should never bet against Argentina.